just had the quarterfinals of the UK Strongest Man, and what a day it was. What did you make of it?
We had thrills, spills, we had blood, we had sweat, we had tears. Do you know what? Normally it can be a slow starter. We're 3 days, right? And it's a notoriously slow start. You know, we normally get through day one and go, well, that was okay. This one had everything. It really did have everything. It was like a final on the first day. So I'm not even sure how we can top it on day 2 and day 3. We will, but it had everything, Marcus.
Well, we had 16 athletes, and the first event was the Monster Tire Flip, the Gorilla Flip Challenge, which was made up of 2 groups of 8. And first of all, today we're going to look at Group A. And the results for that, the winner of that with 37.52 was Andrew Flynn, the Flying Flynn. I mean, what did you make of that, Martin?
When he come out, I predicted that he always does everything very quickly, and I'm glad he didn't make me look stupid. You know, I like to, it makes me look like I know what I'm talking about now and again. He's very quick, very fast, and I think if you're going to, anyone on any sort of move, you know, Andrew Flynn on any sort of moving event, he's going to beat anyone he comes up against 9 times out of 10. He's quick.
Yeah, he is quick. You have to come and see him in person to kind of give us a backup there. But another we mentioned goes out to James Williams. Unfortunately, was unable to flip that tyre. A little bit of a bicep injury. You know James quite well.
I know.
He'll be disappointed.
He'll be really disappointed. I actually thought when he went in and he was in a lot of pain, and he went back in to get some medical help and get it assessed, I didn't think he was going to come out. And do you know what? And he showed a lot of heart, a lot of determination, and he well, you know, it was touch and go. It's touch and go whether he was going to continue.
Yeah, and you can see the rest of the results there of all the other athletes, and Chris Beetham and Gavin Bilton getting 3rd in that event. Then moving on to event number 2 in Group A was the log medley, and this log medley is proving difficult for a lot of our athletes, ranging from 105 logs up to 180 kilos. And in this event, it was no other than Gavin Bilton, our UK Strongest Man, who came up and out on top, pressing that 160 kilo and nearly getting that 180 kilo log. But he pressed number 4 in 49.19 seconds, just pipping Lewis Jack. What do you make of that, Martin?
It was amazing, and Big Gav, I think, you know, he had to pick up points, and he's always going to have to prove a point now and again, but he's also got to box clever as well, because he knows it's a 3-day event. He's been here before, he's won it twice, you know, so he used his head. And he knew exactly what he was doing. And do you know what? I actually think if he'd have had to, I think he'd have gone in on that 180 kilo, and I think he could have pressed it. Yeah, but he didn't have to.
He only gave one go at it, but definitely next time I think he'll be on there. Then, of course, we had Lewis Jack, who pushed them all away in that event.
Yes, he did.
You can see the other results there for the log medley just below. Then event number 3 was the car deadlift hold, and you've seen it on TV. It's probably one of the most iconic strongman events, normally as the eliminator, but the athletes had to hold on for as long as they wanted before avoiding the eliminator, which we're going to move on to in a wee bit. But the man in that event who held the vehicle the longest was again Andrew Flynn. What a performance! 64.02. Martin, this guy keeps performing.
He proved he's not a one-trick pony, because we always say, well, you know, if it's a moving event, Andrew Flynn's nailed on to win. But this is a static event, and there he is holding that car, proving that he's got grip strength as well. And you need a little bit more than grip strength for that. You need, you know, you need to have heart, and he's proved that. And this is what he does. He grows every year. He grows more and more into this competition. That's why I think he can be a real contender.
And we had a lot of the athletes trying to hold on as long as possible, but it wasn't enough for some who were in the dreaded eliminator. And that was James Williams, who, to be fair, Martin, he kept going. He had a bicep injury, but he's daddy at the end of the day, and he kept going throughout all the events in the log ladder and the deadlift hold. He picked up that car, and he still held it for as long as he could.
When he picked it up, Marcus, I don't know if you saw what I saw, but he screamed at it. It hurt him. It was almost like the pickup hurt him. Yeah. I think anyone else at that point would have put it down, but he carried on, and he didn't. I mean, what was his time? It wasn't that bad, was it?
His time was really good. He held it for a good 30-40 seconds.
Which was fantastic.
Which was really impressive. It was really impressive. 48 seconds, in fact.
Wow.
Which was, I mean, unbelievable.
Unbelievable with an injured bicep. yeah, you've just got to take your hat off to him. Yeah. That's a battling display.
Well, you had to go again because he was in the dreaded eliminator, that Jubilee eliminator, which you would have seen in our sneak peek YouTube video. Check that out because it was dreadful. It really was dreadful. It was him. He was joined with Davy Jones and Sam Duthie in this eliminator. And who come out on top, Martin?
Well, Davy Jones.
Your fellow ginger.
My fellow ginger. What can I say about him? He doesn't smile a lot, Davey, and he doesn't give a lot away. But you know what? I think right now he's sitting in that dressing room and he's smiling on the inside because he really is showing guts, determination, all the attributes that you need to be a fantastic strongman. And you know what? He's a lovely fella as well, you know, and he deserves it.
He's worked really hard.
He has.
For those in Ireland,
quietly as well.
He has worked so hard to get here. He come third in Ireland's Strongest Man, and he was quite emotional. And I think getting here, day one, getting that under his chest now, he's going to be going in tomorrow with a lot of confidence.
He's learning all the time. He's learning on the job, you know, and this is daunting. You see you see these boys in breakfast when they're here for the first time, and they're nervous. They're not going to tell you they are, but they are. They're nervous. They're sitting in that room there. They're nervous. This is a grueling event. This is daunting. You know, it's a fair play to him. Absolutely fair play.
So we had to say goodbye to James Williams and Sam Duthie, who put up a really good fight throughout the whole of the quarterfinals. And now these guys move on to the semi-finals, and now let's look on to Group B. Let's look at Group B, and we had another 8 athletes from all over the UK taking on the monster tire flip to start. And the winner, and a surprising winner, and I actually probably said to you at the start here, I said when we were doing the introductions, this guy was good at tire flip, and boy did he prove it.
Yes.
Callum Crowser, unbelievable, 20 metres in the tire flip in a time of 32.62. Martin,
the lightest competitor. We call him the Pocket Rocket, respectfully. And there he is, flipping this tyre, and he made mincemeat. He made mincemeat at the competition. He deserved to be there. And I don't often get shocked, but I was shocked, you know. And I say that respectfully again, because I don't know a lot about him, but blimey, to have the lightest competitor flipping that tyre like that was fantastic. It was brilliant to watch.
And
he
was just come in there from the injured Andy Black, who pulled out last minute, and to come in and to win the first event in your group, it definitely brought on confidence going into number
absolutely
2.
Right.
And then the other mention that we want to bring in there is it's actually 4th place. 39.38 seconds was Cillein Groom from Ireland.
Yeah.
He's making his debut here in UK Strongest Man, and I mean he would have been nervous. He was so close. He was pushing. I thought he could have won the event, but shout out to him because he done really well.
Yeah, definitely. Well done, Cillein.
Then event number 2 saw the log ladder, where there was 5 logs that needed to be lifted, and there was 2 athletes in this group as well, which pressed that 160 kilo log, the 4th log in the ladder. Still, there was no one who was able to finish this medley, so that goes on, and it remains a challenge for the UK Strongest Man. And the winner of that event was Lewis Packham. Lewis Packham with 4 logs and 43.23. The world's strongest barber, Martin?
The world's strongest barber, yeah.
He's got to do your side.
Yeah, he's going to do my side. He's going to do a side fade for me, yeah. So I'm going to say only nice things about him.
Yeah.
Lewis Packham is fantastic. Again, making his debut here at UK Strongest Man. I saw him earlier in the morning and I knew he looked nervous. I knew he was a bit worried, and he's taking it all in his stride, and I think he was learning. You know, he was, again, learning on the job. You can't buy this experience. You can't get this experience in a gym. This is real life experience, and he's out here doing, and he was fantastic. And to come out and do that in the first event, well, I'll take me out off to him.
Yeah, and then there was also Matt Dimond, who done the 4 logs as well. Special mention to him because I thought he talked to me a bit backstage before the competition, and he basically promised me that he was going to finish this whole log ladder, to put a message out to Gavin Bilton, because he was in Group B, Gavin in Group A. Gavin didn't do the last log. He had a bit of a statement to make out, but he didn't follow through. So Matt, you got to do it next time.
Yeah. Get your finger out.
Get your finger out. And then the last event then was the car deadlift hold.
Yeah.
Again, this has brought so many iconic feats of strength, and no other than Paul Smith, a man who has unbelievable grip. Won this event with 64.94. I mean, it was incredible. The babyface assassin proving his consistency right to the last. He is to be one to beat for this title.
A lot of people are tipping him to win this. He's coming into it fresh. He feels a little bit do you know what? After last year, I feel he should have. He thinks he should have won last year, right? And he didn't. And fair play. But I think he's got a point to prove. I think this is a different Paul Smith we're looking at. I don't think he's going to make many mistakes. And I think whoever beats Paul Smith will win the title. That's what I think.
Yeah. And then other than that, then we had Joe Oliver. Special shout out to him, the under 23 UK strongest man. He's 19. He's younger than me and my other friend as well, who we can believe how consistent he was throughout the contest. He got placed third in the deadlift hold and was consistent throughout, and he made it through to the semi-finals. He missed out he didn't have to do the eliminator, which just shows that he's not nervous, he's ready.
Well, it's a funny thing, because me and your dad spoke about the academy years ago. We always said, you know, what can we do to bring this forward, and sit down with David, yourself, everyone involved. And you know what? It just proves it time and time again. And you made the decision, Ultimate Strongman. We made the decision that you could come through. You can actually get into the big show as as an under 23 champion. And a lot of people, there was eyebrows raised. They didn't think that was a good idea. You know, too soon. Every time we do it, they produce the goods, and they prove us right. You know,
we've had so many over the years.
We've had so many now, and Rob Spence, fantastic. You know. So do you know what? It just proves that we was right in what we done. We was absolutely spot on, and you know what? And it's testament to those athletes that get through. You know what I mean? Testament to those athletes that it's worthwhile. You know, and that's why we keep on doing it. The academy. It's the academy of strongman.
We're going to definitely keep going with it, because these are the rising stars, and we're trying to find them all the time. Then finally, to finish off, they had the dreaded eliminator, the bottom three in that group. And this group was so close to call. You can see there the overall standings. And we had Scott Milne, Desmond Gahan and Lewis Packham. I mean, three guys I thought could have possibly made the final this year. And they were all in the bottom three. And there was a bit of drama throughout that eliminator that you'll see in our behind the scenes video, where Desmond picked up the sack and he ran with it and pushed the barrel, and the sack fell over the top of it, and there was a bit of drama. But who was it, Martin, that made it through?
Well, it was Scott Milne. And do you know what? When Scott come out for it, Scott, I said this on live interview to him, there's an easy way of doing things, there's a really hard way of doing it, or there's a Scott Milne way of doing it, which is really, 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 really hard. And that's exactly what Scott Milne did. He done it the Scott Milne way, which is to go through to the eliminator, you know. And do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if on day 2 he's back in the eliminator again, gets through and he makes the final. Who knows with Scott Milne? It's just Scott Milne does what Scott Milne does, you know. And he was a late call-up as well. Let's not forget that.
So we had to say goodbye to Desmond, who was really disappointed.
And Lewis
Packham, who has just made his debut here in UK Strongest Man. There was a lot of hype about him, but I'm sure he's got plenty of coaches around him. They'll put the arm around him, and he'll be back next year.
Lewis Packham trains with Bish. He trains with Rob Frampton. He has a fantastic network around him. So watch out for him. But I'll tell you what, he is thirsty. He will not stop until he's standing on top of that podium. I know, and it's brilliant to see.
So Scott Milne joins Cillein Groom, Matt Dimond, Joe Oliver, Callum Crowser, and the group winner Paul Smith into day 2, the semi-finals of UK Strongest Man. Martin, who's going to make the final?
We'll soon see.
If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe below, and let's see some great comments of what you'd like to say. And if you want to go to an Ultimate Strongman show, get your tickets, ultimatestrongman.tv, and we'll see you there.